From San Diego, California, this is the Frug Life Podcast, the show that teaches you how to save, invest, and earn money. Now here's your host, Mr. Frugal himself, Ricky Hershey.
Welcome to the Frug Life. Today I once again have a special guest episode talking about side hustles. So let's just dive right into it.
Hi, my name is Sasha Hutchison of Your Frugal Friend, and I was asked to answer what my favorite side hustle is today. And my favorite side hustle is selling digital products on Etsy. And I don't just mean it's my favorite because it makes money. It's my favorite because of the type of money it makes and the lifestyle it supports. So I started like a lot of people start. I wanted extra income. I was working full-time as an accounting manager. I had been a finance director for years, and I was tired of trading time for money. And I wasn't trying to build some massive company. I just needed extra cash to pay down debt. I had $100,000 of student loans. I was able to use my Etsy shop to pay off that debt. And I wanted breathing room. I wanted more options. I wanted to build upon my existing revenue stream, which was my job, but I wanted to add additional revenue streams on top of that. And digital products gave me that in a way that no other side hustle had. And here's why. First, the leverage is unmatched. When you create a digital product, a printable game, a planner page, a birthday template, a Canva template, a resource for teachers, a business spreadsheet, spreadsheets were the first thing I ever sold. You just create it once. There's no shipping, no inventory, no reordering supplies, no packing boxes at midnight, no dealing with third-party vendors. You just upload the file, write the listing, and it can sell again and again. That model changed everything for me as a mom. The time I started my business, I had a 2-year-old and a 4.5-year-old, and that being able to work whenever I wanted was so important to me. And I didn't have to ask anyone for permission to work. I didn't have to trade hours for dollars in the traditional way doing this side hustle. I could work during nap time, during snow days, on the weekends, during early mornings. And then I could just use my laptop anywhere in my house and I could just knock stuff out. And I would do it when I was cooking meals a little bit every day. My shop was continuing to make even more sales. And that kind of income keeps coming in even when you're not working. So if you're sick, because if you have kids, you're constantly with some kind of illness, it's just so nice it's validating to know that the hard work you put in is continuously always paying off. Some of my best sellers are products. It's like the first product I ever listed in my Etsy shop. So just know that that was over 6 years ago for me. And I'm still making money on that time that I spent 6 years ago creating that product. And so secondly, with this side hustle, I love that it blends creativity with strategy. I am naturally creative, but I'm not naturally gifted with any artistic skills whatsoever. I like designing things and I like turning one idea into 10 versions, but I'm also very data driven. So I like looking at what people are already searching for. I like spotting patterns and trends, and I like seeing what's selling well and asking, how can I make my own version of that thing? And digital products let you combine art and analytics, or in my case, a love of art, because I, again, am not artistically talented. And you're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall. You can validate ideas, you can test, and you can always improve. I'm always constantly improving. So for me, my benchmark is this thing I'm making 85% of what I had in my mind? And if it is, I'm going to launch it, and then I can always refine it later. But if you don't launch it, if you don't list it, you're never making money on it. And you can duplicate that work. You can also cut out what doesn't work. And it feels like a game sometimes, and it can become a very profitable game like it did in my situation. And third, the barrier to entry is incredibly low to start an Etsy shop compared to most businesses. You don't need a storefront. You don't need web design skills. You don't need all these things. You don't need employees. You don't need a huge budget. You really just need sweat equity. You're giving your time in exchange for profit. You can start with tools like Canva, which is free to use. You can use AI to brainstorm ideas. You can start with one simple product and then build from there. And I've seen beginners list their first product and get that first cha-ching and realize, wait, I made that and someone paid for it. Making that first $1, $2, $5, whatever it is more exciting than that first paycheck you get from traditional work. And that moment, it never gets old. And then there's scalability with your Etsy shop. You can start with one digital product and you can turn it into either a bundle, you can create seasonal versions. It grows with your skill level and your ambition. And it can stay side hustle making a few $100s a month, or it can grow into consistent four-figure or five-figure months like it does for me, or more. The ceiling is much higher than people realize. So if you put in the work, you will get the reward. But honestly, my favorite part isn't just the income, it's the ownership. So when you build a digital product business, you're building assets, and each listing is an asset for you. And each improvement you make compounds over time. Unlike trading time for money, that work stacks. And as a woman, as a mom, and as someone who wants freedom and flexibility, that stacking effect matters. It means that if you need to slow down one month, your business doesn't disappear. It means if life happens, and life always happens, you're not starting from zero every time. And one more thing, I love that it empowers other people. And I've watched people that I coach who are scared to even open a shop go on to hit their first 100 sales. I've watched people replace part-time income. It becomes their full-time income. I've watched people build confidence that they didn't even know they had. They were like, I have no skills. How can I do this? And they did it. They put in the work, they did the research, and they did it. And there's something powerful about realizing you can create value out of thin air, out of just your head, your ideas, your creativity, and your lived experience. And you don't need to be famous to do this. You don't need to go viral. You don't need 1 million followers. Etsy brings you the traffic so that you can make sales. So when people ask me what my favorite side hustle is, it's always going to be digital products on Etsy because it's flexible, it's scalable, it's creative, it's strategic, and it's accessible to anyone. And it gives you options, and options are freedom. And in my case, it became time freedom. And for me, that's what makes it the best side hustle ever out there.
What's up, guys? My name is Kevin Cahill, and I'm the CEO and founder of KC Capital, which is a wealth management and investing education platform. And today I'm on the Frug Life podcast to tell you about my favorite side hustle, which was a difficult question for me because I have a few, but I've managed to choose one, and I've gone with affiliate marketing. Now, for those of you that don't know, what is affiliate marketing? Well, it's a simple marketing model in which a third party promotes a company's product or service, and if the company makes a sale, then you're rewarded with a commission or a percentage of the profit the company makes from that sale. And nowadays, most companies do have an affiliate scheme or a referral program, and bonuses or commissions can range from any amount, but are usually between 1 to 30% of the price of the product or service that's sold. So it's really simple, to be honest. You just have to find a service or product that you're comfortable to refer to people, and ideally it will align with your business or your passion. Ideally, it also has a decent commission for any sales made. And then you just have to find a method of marketing this product to the right people in the hopes that they'll purchase. And if they do, they get a product that they wanted and you get paid. So if you find a good product and a good method of marketing, this can earn you really good passive income for the rest of your life. Now, in my opinion, most businesses and individuals can make money from affiliate marketing, and there's not much reason not to. For example, with my business, it's not even really a side hustle, it's just a further income stream. So I already make content, free content, and paid content where I'm promoting various investments, services, etc. And then I have partnerships or I'm signed up to the affiliate schemes of those companies. So anytime I'm just doing my own work or making content about a certain subject or just giving general recommendations about finance or investing, I may also be just picking up affiliate commissions as I go. It doesn't actually take me any more effort, but in the last year alone, without even focusing on it, I've managed to make at least £10,000 from this as an extra income. So side hustle may not even be the right word if you're doing it in line with your business like I am, but there's a lot of other ways to do it. You can specifically set up newsletters, blogs, websites, refer to people door to door. There's literally tons of ways you can make money from this if you put some effort in. Now, one thing I would say is the more creative you get, the better you're likely to do. A lot of people will just ignore it if you're using the standard product that everyone's seen on a website or an ad or a blog. It's probably not going to create much traffic. You need to be a little bit inspired with it or at least change it up. But at the same time, if you already have a platform or a following on social media or elsewhere, then you can probably utilize this straight away to start making money. Now, there's a few pros and cons. Firstly, it's an easy concept. It's easy to understand and it's easy to start. You can start earning straight away, even from your friends and family, if you refer them products that you believe are good. It's applicable to pretty much any business because there's so many businesses and services that have affiliate programs nowadays. It's easy to scale. Anyone can do it. There's a lot of different methods and ways to implement it, as I mentioned. It's ideal if you have a social media following or a website, blog, or newsletter, or just you want to create one. It's also ideal in the case like myself, where you have a business that might have a relatable service or product that you can refer people to. And most importantly, it can be done with very little time and very little effort, but dependent on the approach. So the main reason that I like this income stream or side hustle is that it's really low effort for me, as I recommend the services anyway. And obviously, I don't recommend anything that I wouldn't use myself. And I recommend you do the same if you decide to go with this as a side hustle, because you don't want to ruin your reputation by just opting for a product with a great commission. If the product isn't going to benefit the customer, then your business model isn't going to last very long. Now that's about it. That's affiliate marketing wrapped up as quickly as I could. But if you want to learn more, just drop me a follow on Instagram, Kev Cahill Capital, and see you next time.